Hi, it's Meg Lightheart from megalightheart.com. This week we're talking about courageous conversations, and a concept that has really helped in my work with leaders in organizations and with teams is the concept of the ladder of inference. I got this idea from Argyris and Shern, who are two organizational development people, but it's probably an ancient idea. At the bottom of the ladder is data. At the top of the ladder are conclusions. There are some intermediate steps. All the time what's happening is we're taking data from the world and making conclusions, particularly about people's intentions and what's going on in their mind. Back in the day, I taught a program on cross-cultural communication, global people from different nations understanding each other. And there was this brilliant experiment by a guy called Paul Bloom, Dr. Bloom, and you can Google someone's remade the animation, but there's this animation of a circle and a triangle and a big triangle and it looks like a three-sided, almost four-sided rectangle, and a bunch of stuff happens with the circle and the triangle and the big triangle, and it's just shapes on a screen. Consistently, every person who watches this tells a story about, the circle and the triangle are friends, and then they're trying to escape, and then they escape inside the thing, and the big triangle comes in and is trying to attack them, and then once the triangle finally goes away, the small triangle and circle are happy. And so anytime you get this, you say to someone, just tell the story of what's happened, and they always assign intention even to pixels, like dots on a screen, shapes on geometric shapes. We are all the time assigning intention, which is why we were talking about intention and impact earlier on in the week. And sometimes that intention is way away from the data that we received. So you see someone's left their coffee cup in the sink for the 6th time, and you've told them, and you know they're just doing it to annoy you. Come from C, coffee cup, which you presume is theirs, up to they're really trying to annoy me. They're just defying what I've been asking again, and it's another example of we go up the ladder of inference. Courageous, so difficult conversations, badly done difficult conversations, we're often talking at the level of conclusion. And the more you can go down to the level of the data, the easier it is to unpick things. So many things come from people misheard you. You've misunderstood something slightly. People have done something unconscious. One of my people was telling me about a story he read in the paper the other day about a woman in the States who thought someone was harassing her by every day throwing a Starbucks cup onto her lawn. Eventually they caught the person, another woman, who was driving past and throwing her Frappuccino cup out. And they were like going to arrest her for harassing this woman. And it turned out this woman, the Frappuccino woman, just started her journey at a particular point, got her Frappuccino, finished her drink, and I always find this weird that people do this, but that's not the point of the story, rolled down her window and would throw the Frappuccino out. It happened to be that she was outside this woman's house every day, exactly the same. Her journey took the same time. And so every day there was a cup, and she had no idea that was what was happening. Up the ladder of inference suddenly. When I've introduced this concept inside leadership teams and organizations, it becomes a really useful tool. I've heard people say back to go, oh, we were in the meeting and we went, oh God, I think we've gone way up the ladder of inference. Can we come back down? We've not seen each other for a couple of weeks. We've only had Slack messages. There's some stuff going on for me, and I think I've gone up the ladder of inference, and I just want to check some things with you. Can I? If you haven't introduced this as a phrase, you can be the one to be conscious to go, oh, I've made some conclusions. Can I just check a couple of things with you that are going on with me? I presume that I've got this wrong, but can I just check? And sometimes you'll find out that even the data is wrong, that someone's told you something and it's actually not accurate. And so sometimes we even get the data wrong. So we need to verify the data as well as verifying our conclusions. And that can really help to have productive, courageous conversations. So focusing on the ladder of inference and impact and intention that we were talking about on Monday and Tuesday are specific examples of the ladder of inference. If you need some support in thinking through a specific difficult conversation or generally getting better at courageous conversations, then go to megalightheart.com and see whether a coaching session might be something that would work for you. If you have steady income and you're enjoying these videos and you want to support me, then go to patreon.com/megalightheart and become a monthly patron. Share these videos, comment, leave a question, click like. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe. That all helps me to know what's going on for you, as well as it helps the algorithms. I'm Meg Lightheart from megalightheart.com, and I'll see you tomorrow with another topic around courageous conversations.